Okay guys, welcome to another episode. Junk Removal Made Simple by the Junk Removal Authority. My name is Lee Godbold. Today we're going to be talking about starting your business cheap. Now before we get to starting your business cheap, how to do it, if you should do it and how to do it, I do want to mention we have another business package. There's 4 options down the business package. We have a one for $15,000, $25,000, $50,000, and $100,000. The $15,000 one is the absolute cheapest package you're going to get. It's way too cheap, really, in order to get started in the junk removal business. So if you have some money saved up already, you don't want to just struggle your way over a couple years and learn stuff the hard way. You want to spend about $15,000 right up front to gain access to all the knowledge that we've got. We have a very basic entry-level package. It includes nothing other than access to the operations manuals, 6 months of consulting, and then some assistance with getting everything started. It includes there's no CAM, AdWords management, or anything like that included. It does include a website. So this typically, right now it's a $5,000 value. That site will eventually be $10,000. So this $15,000 package will not last long. I'm trying to get everybody possible to go ahead and get their business started right now though. Now's the time to start. You can start in any junk removal business at any time, but if you can catch this period right here, then you can get started. You can be open by maybe June, but definitely by July. So you can catch July, August, September, and October, which are really busy months. Again, you can open any time during the year with the junk removal business, but if you can open in busy season, then that really sets you up to just kind of get a good head start rather than if you start in December, January, February. You do want to get started as soon as you can when the numbers are right, but if you can start in busy season, that's great. So before we get talking about starting cheap, I want to make sure everybody understands our objective with this video and when we work with people looking to do a junk removal or our home service business. Our main objective is to make you, the business owner, successful, or if you're already successful, to make sure that this next step you're doing, if you're treating this as an investment, that you're not going to lose money on any of this investment, that it's going to be a smart investment. It's going to be something that really brings you a very large return. So what I want to say, if you don't have a whole lot of money saved up, you're looking to start your junk removal business, number one, you're doing the right thing. You're watching these YouTube videos. You're researching. Maybe you've been on junkremovalauthority.com reading some of our blog posts and that sort of information. So you've taken the first step. The very first step needs to be gather as much information as possible. When we started, we didn't have access to all of that information. You do now. So you are doing the first thing correctly. Now, I will tell you before we get into the nuts and bolts of if you have to start cheap, how to do it. The best way to start cheap is don't. And the reason I say don't, if you can help it, is because you're at such a disadvantage when you start off cheap. You're going to work longer. It's going to take you a much longer period of time to get to a certain level of success than if you can start with a bit of money. So if you currently have a job, save. Wait for, at minimum, down payment on a truck, plus 10K. 10K will get you started. You can get you a website, and you can start doing some either AdWords management, like CAM, something like that. So that is very minimum right there too. So I mean, even then it's a little tight. If you've got a high-paying job, or even a decent-paying job, if you're making $40,000, $50,000 a year plus, if you live very cheaply, you can save up enough money over about a year to where you can really approach this junk removal business in a lot better of a situation. The other thing you can do is borrow from friends and family. Especially those of you with parents. Now, my parents did not loan me anything. I'm starting this business, but I didn't ask them. They probably would have had I asked. So there had been a Lee Godbold that stood in front of this clipboard 7 years ago, 6, 7 years ago, and explained to me that you probably don't, if you don't want to ask to borrow and to save. And then that particular person, that Lee Godbold, 6 or 7 years ago, explained to me, young Lee, that the reasons why. Then I would have likely asked my friends and family to borrow money. I was still living with my parents, so I could have done whatever I can to scrape up that money. But I just went ahead and started. It took us a few years to figure everything out. And the climate, the competition and the climate was a lot different back then, as far as advertising was much cheaper. AdWords was like $3 a click. It's well over that now. It's 3 times that plus now, depending on your market. So it was much easier back then just to get going. So don't, unless you have to. And once you start your junk removal business, this is kind of a weird one. Don't quit your current job. Again, I want to see, everybody here at JRA wants to see you be successful. We want to get you from point A to point B. Point A being where you currently are, point B being the success, whatever you define as success. We want to get you there. And it doesn't matter what vehicle picks you up to take you there. We just want to get you to that point B. And not quitting your current job is one of the best things you can do to make yourself a success. And customers love after hours. So those of you working a regular job, a 9-to-5 job or whatever, schedule your work on the weekends and schedule your work after 5 o'clock, after you get off. Get a job or two in after you get off, and do as much work as you can on Saturday and if possible Sunday, depending on your area. So customers love after hours jobs. If you have a decent paying job, 50, 60, 70,000 plus, I would keep working that job and train others to run your business. To run a truck anyway. Do not give up your sure thing. You're already established $50, $60, $70,000 plus. Could be $100,000 plus, especially if you're making over 100K. But don't give up your already established income to quit and go and make $20,000 or $30,000 on your junk removal business. Because you can continue working your current job. You can train somebody else, pay them 15, 16, 17 bucks an hour, and have them be, capable of keeping up with jobs, doing a good job for customers, getting review requests out, getting business cards sent out, and getting some paperwork done at the end of the day. You come in first thing in the morning, get them checked in before you go into work, and then at the end of the day, you come by and make sure they wrapped everything up on the truck. You gotta hustle, guys. You gotta hustle. I'm trying to get you from point A to point B. Right here at the start, you gotta hustle, and you don't want to give up income you already have. You don't want to take a pay cut, because it's going to prolong your period of success for your junk removal business. And I would continue doing this job until at least you come close to matching salary. And even then, those of you making $150,000 probably should keep that income going. If you're making one. So again, everybody here at JRA, myself, everybody here at JRA, our main goal is to get you successful, is to get you from that point A to point B. And again, we don't care what vehicle it's in. We're just trying to make sure you're successful. You can prolong that tremendously by quitting your current job too soon. Guys, the main thing you have to do when you start your business in order to... I know that a lot of y'all, this might not be an option. So, you might have to start cheap. Some of y'all might be making 7, 8, 10 bucks an hour, maybe 12 bucks an hour now. And maybe not getting full-time hours. Maybe you're in school. So you're just determined you're going to go out on your own. And that's not necessarily a bad move, depending on your type of your situation. So, how are you going to make this work? How are you going to start a junk removal business and grow it to where it can be successful, make it work, and you yourself be a success? Number one, you're going to have to live very cheap. If this is going to be your sole source of income, you're going to have to live super cheap. You need a roommate. If you got your girlfriend needs to be paying some rent. Or y'all need to be splitting rent. And you're just going to have to, just eat very cheap. If your girlfriend, you ain't going to be going out for steaks, once you first get this started. Again, you can maybe off Craigslist and all get some good cash money where you can spend it all and live a decent life or whatever, but you're not going to grow a business. So what am I trying to do again? I'm trying to get you from point A, where you currently are, to point B, which is successful. And you're not, because a lot of your extra money left over has to be reinvested in your business if you're gonna grow. So if you're gonna start, you're gonna have to be prepared to eat cheap and live cheap. You're gonna need to tell your girlfriend for at least the next year to 2 years. There's no steak houses, we're going to be living somewhere real cheap. Maybe we have a roommate. So maybe it's me and you, and maybe even if you're married, you have another roommate or two to help split those costs. That's the only way you're gonna make this work and build a decent business. So tell your girlfriend it's going to be Netflix and chill for pretty much the next year to 2 years. Your truck needs to be your daily driver. So there's no reason to have multiple vehicles here. Your truck's your daily driver. And you make sure you have logos on it so people can kind of see it around town, so you can hopefully get some more business from that. And then you just everything you do, you're going to have to hustle. You're going to have to hustle. So you're going to be on the truck doing jobs. You're going to be grabbing calls. You're going to be hustling. When you're off, you need to be out there stopping in at realtors' offices, calling professional organizers, setting up meetings, going to Chamber of Commerce meetings, and participate at the Chamber of Commerce as well, ribbon cutting ceremonies, all that sort of deal. Getting to be an I group maybe getting to be an I group. So you've got to be selling and doing jobs all the time. If your girlfriend wants to spend time with you, she needs to hop in the truck. She can either help you with the jobs and be your second person helping with the jobs, or she rides in the middle, and that's where she spends time with you. And that's what me and my wife, when we first started, she a lot of times would get on the truck just to spend time with me. When you first get going, everything, every ounce of your body, and the girlfriend that's not my wife, I can't remember if I said wife or girlfriend, every single focus of your life needs to be on your business when you first get it started. You do need to focus on your physical body, you do need to focus on your relationship, you do need to focus on your spirituality, but your business has to be priority one. Everything else works around your business. Especially all the time, even right now, everything in my life works around my business. I make sure I take care of my wife. I make sure that I get a workout in every day, and I make sure that I practice my spirituality. But everything revolves around the business. The business takes priority. I adjust the rest of my schedule. I make sure I work on all four of those things, but I adjust the rest of my schedule around the business, and you have to be prepared to do that if you're going to make this successful. Again, I'm not talking about just going out there and collecting junk. That's a job. People out there that just they're on the truck all the time. It's a 1 or 2 man, maybe 3 person operation, and they're picking the stuff up. They have a job. No matter what they tell you, they do not have a business. I want to get you to where you have a business, something you can sell, something you can retire on, something you can give to your kids. A bona fide business where you can leave town, you're not a slave to it, and the business continues to run. You roll with me, I'm going to get you to that point. You abandon it because the work gets too hard, or you have a couple negative things happen and you just can't handle it. That's on you. But if y'all roll with me, if you listen to me, if you work with me, I'm going to get you from point A, I'm going to get you to that successful point B. And be it junk removal or something else. You don't just focus in on one thing. We're going to look at a lot of different areas to get you successful. I'm talking junk removal right now, but I know how to be successful in a lot of different areas. I'm going to help everybody get that way from one way or the other. Okay, your truck, cheap truck. You don't be going out and getting some super fancy truck. When I say cheap truck plus a 6x12 trailer, if you can get a deal on a dump truck, maybe you do that. If you can borrow one from somebody, maybe you do that. But overall, a cheap truck, 6x12 trailer, $5,000. That's about your budget. When we started, we had a $4,000 pickup truck. I had a $1,200 trailer that I bought new. $5,200 bucks. That one combination right there made us over $150,000 in our between our first and second year of operation. Somewhere in there we blended and got a dump truck, but about $150,000 is what that one truck made. Might have some issues with it, a little bit of maintenance problems. This is going to be a higher mileage truck, 130, 140, 150,000 miles. You know, you don't need a 3/4 ton. You can buy on a 1/2 ton, single axle trailer, and you just get going. That's what if you want to start cheap, that's what you're going to have to do. And you want on that trailer, you want 3 to 5 foot sides. And you just want to use regular tarps and ratchet straps. And you just get rolling, guys. That's what you do. Don't tell people you just got a pickup truck and trailer either. You know, when they're advertising, we got a lot of business people thinking they were calling a company similar to a Got Junk. Now, if you're working Craigslist, it's not as important. But once you get on Google AdWords, if you're still rolling this combination, then you don't let on that you've got a smaller truck. You know, you play the part of a locally owned yet still as professional junk removal company. When you roll up, some people will be like, man, I was expecting a big truck, so-and-so, so-and-so. Little do they know, you can get almost as much stuff in a 6x12 trailer with 5 foot sides as you can in a dump truck. And even 3 foot sides if you created. You think it might be a little sketchy with ratchet straps running everywhere. We did stuff back then that scares the hell out of me now. God, I would be nervous as hell to roll around like we did. Our first trailer had like 6-inch sides. It was made to hold like an ATV. And we stacked stuff 4 foot high in that baby, 4 or 5 foot high, straps everywhere. It was definitely it was one ghetto operation when we first got going. But you know what, we made it work. When you're starting cheap, that's what you got to do. You just got to make it work. The nice thing is, I'm here telling you what needs to be done. There's no information at all on it when we first started. So that needs to be your truck setup. You do need some sort of a basic website. You do it yourself. You do it yourself unless you know somebody. If your girlfriend can program, you got a good friend that, or not program, can do a website. You can let them do it if you don't know how. But you can get a basic website at Wix.com. There's some other ones too, but basic site website, Wix.com. You get you a cheap logo. Again, you shouldn't be paying more than about 90 bucks for this logo, potentially free. Put your face on the site, tell your story. Why are you in business for yourself? What's your background? Appeal to people that want to know the business owner, and there are some people out there. Just very basic site, put you on it, make sure people know that you're on the truck, you're the owner, you're on the truck, and you'll get a lot of people that want to actually deal with the owner of the business. And add site to Google Places. Yep, get your site on Google Places, start getting reviews, gather reviews. That right there is how you are going to get going on the web. And then you need to be yard signs. You need yard signs. Go to customprints.com. customprints.com. It's the cheapest yard signs you're going to find. They also have other good print material as well. And then you just bang on all the free and cheap advertising. So Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace. You can stop in at yard sales, get a list of all the yard sales going on. And that, come 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, start hitting up these yard sales, or even just hit up the yard sales as they go on and say, hey, if you got stuff left over you want to get rid of, give us a call. So free/cheap advertising. You're not doing AdWords at this point, guys. You ain't got the money for it. You got to work to get that money. That's going to make you different from everybody that stays on the truck for 3, 4, 5, 10 years. There's people that been in business doing this a lot longer than I have that's still on the truck. I did a job today, a brief one, very quick one. We just picked up a hot water heater, took it to a McDonald's, or moved it from one McDonald's to a storage unit for a customer, and that's probably the first job I've done in 6 months. So, and that was just me. I was me and my pickup truck. I ran by, we picked up this water heater and dropped it off, and that's just made sense today. So, people have been in business a lot longer than I have, and what the thing is they started cheap, but they never got to the point, once they were making money, they didn't reinvest in their business. It takes a very unselfish person, it takes a person with a very long-term vision to make a business successful when you're starting cheap. So, your free/cheap advertising, again, C-List, they are charging now. Facebook Marketplace, or buy, sell, trade, whatever it's called. Nextdoor.com. People will, if anybody's asking about hauling services, tell them you can do it. So monitor the post, in your particular neighborhood. And anytime somebody wants something hauled, let them know. You can also, I can't remember how often, but you can do a post every so often talking about your business. Nextdoor.com, and then yard sales. Yard sales is going to be a hustle. You have to hustle. So this would be on a Saturday or Sunday. When you're slow in between jobs, you find the list of yard sales, you stop in them and say, hey, you got anything left over at the end of the day? I'll take it. So here's the kind of neat stuff about this, is occasionally you'll get stuff you can resell, and other times, you just get paid. This isn't going to be yard sales and Craigslist are not going to be high profit, an expensive job. These people are generally going to be cheaper. Not always on yard sales, but generally. Craigslist, not always, but most of the time. So it's going to be a little bit cheaper. But again, you're starting cheap, your expenses are cheap, you're on the truck, you can make money by being cheap. So that's a way you will need to get going for sure. And then also just bang on your social media. And on your personal social media page. Guys, when you get going on business, your life is your business. Don't separate the two. A lot of people make that mistake. So you need to be making posts regularly on your personal, you need a business Facebook page, but on your personal Facebook page. And the other thing you need to do is let your friends and family know. So even call them. Pick up the phone. Call your friends and family. Let them know what you're doing. Tell them referrals are greatly appreciated. But guys, again, your business is your life. Treat it like it. Otherwise, you will not become successful, and you'll just go back to working for somebody else pretty quick. All right, and then I mentioned it before, sell, baby, sell. When you don't have jobs, that's when you become successful. You don't become successful when you have jobs. Your success is determined by what you do on your slow days, your off time, your off days, whatever. And you need to sell, baby, sell. Again, realtors, pro organizers, napo.com. They've got a directory of all professional organizers in your area. You bang every one of them. You pick up the phone, you call them up, you tell them you want to schedule a meeting. The two businesses are very similar. You'd love to be able to help them out. You can get to them same day. You can donate stuff for them. You can do whatever they need to do. You'll take care of them. You'll make it your personal mission to take care of professional organizers and their customers. Drop off stuff at realtors' offices. Again, Chamber of Commerce meetings. Get your name out there. Get known. You're not going to become successful until you get known. And home shows. Stop at home shows. Talk with home remodelers. Introduce yourself. Get your name out there. And get exposure. You don't need to advertise at these home shows. You actually just go and visit them, and you meet the business owners. And a lot of people don't realize that's been pretty good for us in the past. So this kind of gets you rolling. Now, what do you need to do to continue to grow, to get business, to make money, to keep the trucks rolling? Brick and mortar store, you talk about keeping the doors open. On the trucks, you talk about keeping the wheels rolling. So, You need to answer the phone. All the time, no exceptions. If you miss a call, I'd prefer you to have it forwarded to somebody, be it the JRA call center or whoever. But if not, have your damn voicemail set up. Here, I'm going to actually cuss on this. Have your damn voicemail set up and empty. It amazes me, I do these cold calls to junk removal businesses. It amazes me, the freaking people that have a damn business. You call them up, one, it's like 60%, 60-70% of the time they don't answer the phone. It's ridiculous, guys, ridiculous. If you're in business for yourself, pick up the fucking phone. The other thing is they'll call, and if it does go to voicemail, the freaking voicemail will be full or it's not set up. Guys, you're piddling. Get the hell out of business. Quit screwing around and taking business from serious junk removal companies if you can't get your freaking voicemail set up and if you can't pick your phone up. I'm very passionate about that because it's so freaking simple. One of the keys to our success has been the fact that we've done everything to answer the phone. If I'm having sex with my wife or with my girlfriend back then, I've got my phone set up on that bedside table. I got me a thing of water sitting right there. And if that thing, in mid-stroke, if something happens right there, I pick that phone up and I answer it. And, I take a swig of water first. You don't want to be out of breath when you answer the phone. Kind of compose myself. I pick up that phone, I answer, I book that job, and then I go back to doing what I was doing before. And so those of y'all, if you're in the shower, you get a damn waterproof phone, and you pick up and you answer the phone right in the middle of the shower. If you're out, if you're fishing, hunting, I don't care. You make sure you have a cell signal. If that's the way you're conducting your business, you don't have a backup to throw it to. Your life revolves around that telephone. On the other end of that telephone is success. On the other end is point B. And if you can't answer that phone, you got no business being in business and taking away stuff from people that are actually prioritizing their life right and making sure that they're going to be successful. You're just slowing them down. If you're slowing them down, you're doing a disservice to the entire community. Get out of business if you can't answer your phone. And I will add, you will get out of business involuntarily if you don't answer your phone. No excuse for it, guys. No excuse whatsoever. You got to be willing to answer your phone before you go in business. When you start getting a little bit of money, don't spend it on bullshit. You need to save to invest. Your battle cry is save to invest when you first get going. Battle cry, save to invest. And not invest in real estate, stocks, or any of that other stuff. To invest in your business. We're trying to get you to point B, guys. Point B. Don't be satisfied with where you're currently at. You're piddly. You're piddly. You're nothing. Where you're currently at. And I say, I talk to myself the same exact way. I'm tough on myself. I know where I want to be. Because once you reach point B, you set point C, D, E. Once you get to Z, then you figure out something else you want to call it. You invent a letter of the alphabet or whatever. Never be satisfied once you reach your goal. So where I'm at right now, that ain't where I want to be. It's piddly where I'm at right now. I'm working to get to something that is a huge, major success. But when I get to that point, I'm going to call it piddly, and I'm going to set another objective. So those of you right here, and I'm calling you out. I am. If you watch this video, you think you got you a good business going, and it's piddly stuff. It's piddly. And I'm trying to get you to that point to change your mindset to where you want to strive to get to something greater, to get to something better. So save to invest. As soon as it's one of the one of your first goals, 5K saved for a JRA site. I'm going to plug my services in here because it's what you need. That's the reason we started Junk Removal Authority, is what you need. We build up junk doctors $2 million a year by year 5. I'm going to plug the hell out of my services because I 100% with every ounce of being in my body believe JRA is going to bring you to the promised land. It's going to move you to the line. It's going to get you to point B. So I'm going to plug my services. 5K for a JRA site. That price could come up at any moment, but as of now, it is at $5K. You need to save another $5K and start CAM, Customer Acquisition Management. So that's going to get you going on AdWords, and that's going to start working on SEOing your site. And then you need to get another 5 to 10K for another truck, a dump truck. And that's going to be a down payment. This truck right here was very temporary. The pickup truck and trailer you have now is very, very temporary. You keep that truck though, because you can still run that truck when you first get going. But you'll find once you get a dump truck, you're going to want to get away from that pickup truck and trailer, because you can do so many more jobs with the dump truck, so much easier and less wear and tear on your body. And as needed, consulting calls as needed. Again, yes, I am plugging our services. However, $150 an hour to talk to me is a daggone bargain. And I will make it my goal, whatever you bring to me, I'm going to make it my number one priority that particular moment, to make sure that $150 an hour you spend with me turns into $1,500, $10,000, or $1 million. Well, $1 million eventually. That $150 an hour you spend with me, how many hours you get, I want it to be $1 million to you. And I'm going to do it, and I believe it is. And I'm going to do everything I can to get you to that point. So schedule some consulting calls. I love helping people on it. You can talk. I'll talk for free for a little while, about 10, 15 minutes. We can cover a few things. If we want to go into more in depth, then we'll set up a consulting call. But this right here, guys, saving to invest is going to be big. That right there is going to allow you to become successful. So once you get, again, a lot of this is mindset. It's prioritizing. What do you need to spend money on? It's not, there's no hard and fast rule on it. You just got to figure out, some of the stuff you kind of figure out as you go, but always you want to reach as many people as possible, and you want to have the equipment and the personnel to accomplish all the jobs possible for you to get. So I want to remind everybody, you need to grow. Your mindset needs to be grow, grow, grow. At least first 3 years. At least for the first 3 years. And even after that, you start kind of trying to realize more of your profits. We're at year 6. And we're trying to maximize our profits now with junk doctors, but we're still. Get same day service. And set your business up so it runs without you. That right there, guys, that's some of the keys to growth, growth, growth. And that's, again, you want to get to point B. So that's what we're looking to take you to. Your entire mindset needs to be on growth. And it's going to be tough because you see yourself making all this money, yet it's all going back out. Minimum amount, they're living cheap. We did it for several years. Very cheap, lived very, very cheap for several years so we can reinvest in growth. Then we went out and bought a new truck. My wife got a new vehicle. We got Christian a new truck. We bought an airplane. I got 2 airplanes now. One is used for business, one's for fun. So that's kind of our mindset. So hit it hard for several years. Then you can go out and get some of the stuff that you've been holding back on. Boats, motorcycles, airplanes, big house, whatever you want. You can achieve that level of success. I'm not saying it's smart to go out and do it, but if you build your junk removal business to where it can run without you, where growth is of mind, where you're willing to invest in advertising, vehicles, trucks, people, then you're really going to be able to achieve more success than you probably ever dreamed of, more success than your parents likely ever had, your friend, more success than anybody at school, your school may achieve, or close to that amount. You've really got that potential. If junk removal is a great vehicle, you just got to take the steps to achieve that level of success. And the nice thing is you can roll with somebody that's already done it with us here at JRA. You just got to pick up the phone and call 919-466-9322. Guys, always leverage your resources. So as you grow, you can leverage some of the resources we have. Instead of hiring we had to hire somebody to answer calls. We can do that for you. JRA Call Center can answer calls. We aren't doing this yet, but soon we will be offering bookkeeping services. Again, specific to junk removal. That's we've got the consulting calls, all that sort of stuff. You have access to so much information with us. Listen, I know y'all can't do a lot of this right from the start, but I'm telling you that this right here, this call center is going to free up time in your life to where the point is where you can, once you're ready to roll, the JRA Call Center is $250 a month access fee, $20 per book job. Once you're able to roll with that, it's much cheaper than hiring somebody until you get to the point where you have a tremendous number of jobs. Leverage those resources, guys. We're here for you. We're here to make it cheaper on you and to assist you with gaining knowledge and help manage services for you, take some of the workload off of you, where we can do it really well. We hire people that focus on just certain areas of the business, and that'll really allow you to excel. I do want to have one other note, is you might want to get a part-time job when you first start going. Uber, landscaping, you got a truck, landscaping, delivering new items, whatever you have to do to get your income up. Your primary goal when you start, actually your whole life, your primary goal should be to increase income. Now what you don't want to have happen is start something to increase your income and your previous main source of income suffers. If you're not careful with junk removal, when you start this junk removal business, your primary, don't let primary income suffer. So whatever you're doing, you need to find a way to make it pair so you don't lose that primary income. If you take a dip in your primary income, it's going to hurt your chances of success. What are we at JRA here for? To make you successful. Not just create a junk removal business, but actually get you successful. Or if you're already successful, to show you the way to make this investment, which at that point for you it is, to make this investment become very successful for you. So, I appreciate everybody for watching this video. Hope for the few of you out, or some of you out there, I kind of called you out. Hopefully it didn't upset you too much, but you probably needed it. Some of y'all needed it. Some of y'all need to hear tough talk. So comment below if you disagreed with what I say. Let me know. If you liked what I said, let us know. It's always a pleasure to bring this to you. I love sharing knowledge. I love seeing people put it out into the marketplace and become successful with it. So appreciate everybody. We will always, daily episodes of Trash Talk on YouTube. We'll post a bunch of other videos and thoughts as they come up. And every Tuesday, a Junk Removal Made Simple episode goes live. Y'all have a great week. Let's make a bunch of money this week, and let's grow, and sell.